Welcome to Driven Up's Power Talk. I'm Jasmine Moore.
And I'm Rebecca Heisey. We're two work besties who have spent over a decade learning the ins and outs of sales and marketing.
On this podcast, we discuss all things go-to-market operations, the people, processes, and technologies that make up the engine of a thriving go-to-market function. Let's get to it. Welcome back to another episode of Power Talk. Hi, Becca.
Hey, Jazz.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How about you?
It's good. I'm already in the Christmas spirit. I've got all my Christmas decorations laid out and ready to put my tree up. I'm excited.
Yeah, I know. Somebody said that Thanksgiving, the time between Thanksgiving and Christmas is shorter this year. So now I'm I guess, obligated to put my stuff up a little earlier.
True. That's true. I didn't even think of that. Yeah. I'm surprised your stuff isn't up.
No.
I'm going to put them up early this year, but I'm going to take them down right after the new year.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
We have a fun episode today. We're going to talk about something that we all go through. Unfortunately, it's just unavoidable, unfortunately, but chaos, dealing with chaos as an admin. We're all administrators of tools and go-to-market operations. It could be a marketing automation platform, your CRM, your sales engagement tools. Being an admin is not for the weak. It's not for the faint of heart.
Yes.
And a lot of that involves chaos. So let's talk about, first I want to talk about how to avoid chaos. Let's set ourselves up for success. And what are some ways that we can avoid the everyday admin chaos?
Yes, I think that's a great place to start because if you can avoid it early on, that'll just lessen your headaches later on.
Yes. So I'll get into our first tip. One, I like this one. This was your point of setting yourself up for success in your permissions and your access management.
Yes.
So as an admin, you are the gatekeeper of access, essentially. When you get new users in your tool, you're setting them up, and do not just create an admin. Yeah, you want access? You can edit everything. I'm going to give you edit access. Be very smart when you're setting up your permissions. Have dedicated roles for each person and their level. I really like how Salesforce does their hierarchy role. So there's an actual visual hierarchy that you can set up and the permissions roll down. So if I have employees under me within their hierarchy, I can access everything that they own, which is wonderful. So be smart when you're setting up your access and permissions, because this can cause chaos down the line when folks have edit access to other individuals' records that they shouldn't. And
yes, that can cause a lot of problems that you don't need. Yeah. So, I mean, that's just such a great point. And I think that is, again, one of the probably number one things you can do when you are an admin in any platform, because almost every tool has some kind of role permission set that you can create. And that's just a great way to give people exactly like you said, what they need based on their hierarchy structure. But the nice thing too is that other people just don't need access to things that really aren't applied to them. So as an example, if you're in IT, you probably need a lot of the system integration, system connections, but somebody who's a manager, downstream doesn't need all of that, right? But at the same time, if they had access, they could accidentally disconnect something and then everything is broken in multiple platforms. So yeah, I think that's just number one thing is, really maybe outline, use any kind of documentation that you can use to sort of review what roles might be needed versus not needed, and then go off of that.
Yes. I mean, an example is marketers. As a marketer, you're probably not going to need access to edit every opportunity. I have done it as a marketing admin, and I think there's a difference there. If I'm a marketing admin, I'm very aligned with the Salesforce admin, and we make sure that we are aligned on lead sources and opportunity sources, and your marketing admin probably has a little bit more access. But if you're, say, a demand gen manager or a campaign specialist, you probably don't need access to opportunities. So as an admin, set that access up and you'll be thanked later.
Yes, definitely. 100%. Another great one is having a solid intake process. So this is really nice because if you are able to set expectations and your timelines for when you need certain things, that can help you avoid the chaos later. So a lot of times we use project management tools to submit forms to the teams, right? Like these are just, hey, I need this done. And then you have like a certain, time frame on how quickly you can get that done. But it's so nice because you can organize it. You can just like say, okay, this normally takes me 5 days, but I can prioritize amongst everything else that I have going on. And like, that's just super helpful to make sure that you have streamlined and in a nice, like formatted place.
I love that one.
Mm-hmm.
Our third tip for avoiding chaos as an admin is one of my favorite tips, a data hygiene dashboard. I've heard this be called dashboard of zero, whatever you want to call it. It's basically a group of reports that should be set to zero.
Mm-hmm.
So this is good for auditing your lifecycle data, your lead attribution data. If I want to ensure that all of my incoming leads have a lead source, well, that should be a report. I want a report of leads with empty lead source.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to be able to highlight that and go to it every day easily, to where if there's a record in that report, I know exactly where to go and fix it and backtrack and figure out what's broken. Having those reports at the ready allows you as an admin to be a little bit more proactive in your data hygiene management. So I love data hygiene dashboards.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So now, Jazz, let's get into like the real chaos, right? So like, what is something where you have fire drill, like you actually have real chaos and you have no way to say no?
So you mean like if a marketer comes to me on a Thursday before Black Friday and is like, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you I need this email out
Yeah.
end of day because it's Black Friday.
And also Thanksgiving, I guess, if it's Thursday.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. Right. Well, okay, that's a bad example. I guess it would be Thanksgiving.
Wednesday.
They're in this scenario.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday. It's not Thursday.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's
It's
funny.
Tuesday.
But yeah,
not enough time.
either way, yeah, it's like a couple days before Black Friday, and they're like, "Hey, we totally should have probably given this to you 2 weeks ago, or even a week ago, and now here we are, like about to be off of work, about to have the holiday come up, and Black Friday is in a few days, and oh, we didn't send out an email. We didn't even give you any information that we needed this."
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. This is the type of stuff that gives you stripes.
Yeah.
So I think
Definitely.
what you do right away is you immediately have to reprioritize. As admins, we have a lot of things to do. We have a task list every single day, and we're prioritizing our list in the manner that they've come in almost. And hopefully we're using a project management system and we have a process to intake these projects, but something has to be pushed down. So since this is time bound and you just have to do it, it has to get out. It stinks that you didn't have enough time, but you have to push some things down the list. So immediately reprioritize and reach out to those stakeholders whose projects are now pushed down the list and let them know the deal. Communicate.
Yep.
Let them know, like, hey, I'm sorry, this has to go out. So this project is not going to get out on time. We're not going to ship it today or tomorrow. My apologies.
Yeah, definitely. And I think super important one too, especially when you have these fire drills, is like taking a deep breath, letting it soak in, and just be like, okay, I can do this. We'll get this done. And it's going to happen multiple times in your career. It's not going to be like a once and that's it kind of thing. It will always happen. And you will sometimes have people who are like super senior level coming to you, and it'll be a last minute, I need this right now kind of thing. And you can't really say no to them, unfortunately. You might really want to.
Yeah.
But like, you just can't. So you have to just do it. Yeah, exactly.
Be like Nike and just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah. Don't be emotional in a fire drill.
Yeah.
Like, really, this is the most important time to be solution focused. It's a fire drill. We have to act fast. There's something at hand and we just have to do it. So let's figure out a solution and communication plan to just get it done. And then afterwards deal with whatever you want to deal with, your emotion.
Yeah.
But
and being annoyed and frustrated.
that we all
maybe take a walk, blow off some steam, grunt a little like, oh.
But then get back to it.
Yep. Then just, all right, we're reset. Go for it.
So what about when chaos happens, and not just a fire drill, it's just things are just breaking. Things are not going your way and they're unavoidable. How do we navigate that as admins? I have a story, and this is a story I'll never forget. And it was early in my career as a Salesforce admin. I had a task to update I think it was updating the stage name on a sales pipeline. And I was using the good old data loader, which I hope to never use again. But I'm updating probably hundreds of deals to a new sales stage. Unfortunately, there was an automation set in place that I had not turned off before doing this mass import. And this import triggered a lot of notifications to leadership. My stomach dropped. This was probably one of the worst days of my admin career, and it was very chaotic because it just kind of kept rolling in and getting emails, and it was terrible.
Mhm.
But I have never done that since because it was a great learning experience. So things like that happen.
Yeah.
And when something like that happens, there are also steps to take afterwards to avoid it happening again.
Yep.
So, one, abort mission, stop what you can do, whatever you can. I know in Salesforce, you can stop your scheduled flows. If this is Marketo, you can stop and abort a smart campaign. So, if something like this happens, just try to abort and make it stop happening.
Yeah, definitely. And then similar to, what we would do when we're in a full-fledged like fire drill, you have to also communicate what happened, right? Take ownership. There's nothing you can do. It actually just makes it worse if you're trying to like put a blame game on something else or whatever. Just own it. It's a system, right? Systems have miscommunication sometimes across like channels when you're changing things, and like automation rules are huge, right? There's so many times where an automation rule might break down because of a new rule you apply or something else that's going on, or just cause some other triggers to happen because of it. So just own it, communicate to the team what happened, and like in my case, a lot of times we end up documenting the whole situation, which is another way to just like also get the communication out to different teams, because you can basically just outline like, here's what happened, here's what we were trying to do, here's why it broke,
Yeah.
and move forward from there.
I love that. So, a post mortem,
Yeah.
basically, like
Mhm.
once it's contained, the
Yeah.
issue is contained and resolved. Yeah, so stop it. You also want to resolve it. So
Yeah.
in my case, there was no going back, but say I updated some data and I changed a field that shouldn't have been changed. You know how to fix that. You can update it with the correct value. So fix what you've broken, but also, like you said, create that post-mortem in detail.
Yeah.
What happened.
Yep.
Here's what happened, how it happened, and why. And then now what's my remediation plan? How have I fixed it? Or how am I going to fix it, and how I'm going to avoid this from happening in the future. And that is, as a professional, that shows leadership
Yeah.
and maturity. And it should happen every time something breaks.
Yep, totally. Because again, like if you ever left and someone else had to take it on, you don't want them to make the same mistake that you made also, or
Yeah.
the same issue, right? So at least if it's documented, other people are aware of like the situation and why it occurred. And then hopefully no one else will also avoid that either in their learning experience when they're an admin as well.
Yes, but keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
Sometimes chaos is unavoidable, but I think we've all been there.
Yes. And like you said, it's a great learning experience. Like it sucks and you might need a stiff drink afterwards.
Right.
But it is really a good learning experience because you do know, like, don't ever do this. And if you are ever training anybody else for like the system that you're using, it's like number one rule, like don't do this.
Yes, don't do this.
Don't want to make that mistake and go through what I already learned.
And these things you're not going to find in like the Marketo docs or the
No.
Salesforce docs.
Yeah.
They're not going to tell you, hey, be careful and make sure you do this or don't do this. No, that comes from just experience.
Yeah, exactly. People who have been down in the dirty work, and you learn from it though.
We become master QA.
Yes, definitely.
All right, it's time for this episode's coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
What are we talking about today?
All right, we're going to talk about ship it or skip it. I think you're gonna need to explain that
Okay,
one.
so I really like this one because it's like an internet trend where, the pass or smash, but this is a little bit more appropriate for what we're talking about. It's ship it or skip it, like a yes or no.
Mhm.
And we're gonna do it on internet trends.
All right, but I'm like not very savvy on the internet trends, so we'll see how well I do here.
Okay, so I have the short list. Okay, so ship it or skip it. Get ready with me videos. You know those videos where someone is telling a story and they're just getting ready, they're using all their products
hmm
and they're captivating. Ship it or skip it.
I would say skip it. Skip it.
Why?
I think that it depends on maybe who's doing it. Maybe I just need to watch a few more videos, but like I don't know. One, you're just sucked into like what product are they using, which I know is totally what they're trying to do, which okay, that's fine. But then I feel like it just seems so gossipy and I'm just not like a gossipy person. So I'm just like, I don't want to hear your side of the story and not the other person's side of the story because I feel like we're missing some pieces here.
Yep.
And we're in operations and there's no line to be drawn for missing pieces, okay? Like we need all the pieces in place.
Okay, your critical thinking skills really come out in this
Yes,
video.
yeah.
I respect that. I respect that. I say ship them. I love them. They're entertaining and captivating. I'm all for it, but I'm like an internet girly. Like I love all the internet trends. So,
Yeah, we
all right. All right, ship it or skip it. Day in the life vlogs. Do you know what these are?
I don't know if I really know what they are.
Okay, so I love watching YouTube. Like when I am passing time and I have something in the background, I love
Yeah.
watching YouTube and I just watch the recommended videos.
Mhm.
And a lot of the times it'll be like day in the life of a lawyer in NYC.
Hmm.
And then you'll have this lawyer and they're waking up at 5 a.m. and it's showing them getting their protein shakes and they're working out and then they're going into the city and they're like vlogging, a video blog of their whole day. And then they're coming back and coming home and going to Trader Joe's and it's like, you live an amazing life. You're a lawyer in New York City. This is so entertaining. I love those videos. I ship it because I think they are so awesome. Have
Okay.
you seen those?
I have not seen
Okay.
those. I can't really I guess I'm just like can't even imagine just like videotaping myself all day long doing all the different things that I do.
Yeah.
So it's weird to me to think of people just doing that and being like, I'm literally just gonna videotape every single thing I'm doing and then share it with everybody.
I think I like them because I am a huge reality TV fan. And I like looking into other people's lives,
Yeah.
seeing not even when it looks perfect, but like seeing their issues and their conflict. That's so entertaining to me. I love reality TV.
I wonder how how our brains process things like that because to me I'm just like that is the weirdest thing like why would someone want to do that, but I don't watch a lot of reality TV, so maybe that's it. Like maybe I'm just like I don't know, I feel like everything's scripted, so it's like but is this really how your day was? Like I want to know like
Oh my
the
gosh.
arguments that you had with your coworkers. Like I want to see like the down and dirty, not just like oh this looks so glorified kind of thing.
Well, sometimes they'll tell you a story, but most of the time, the videos that I've seen, it's just their point of view.
Yeah.
And then they'll say, like, maybe they'll get home, like, oh, I had an argument with my coworker
Oh.
about X, Y, and Z. But they're not like videotaping their interactions.
Yeah.
They're not like being weird and saying,
Yeah.
I'm going to work and like I have a camera up in the conference room videotaping me. They just like,
Yeah.
because if you
Snippets.
videotape, like, little
Yeah.
snippets and they'll do like videotape themselves for 20 seconds and then they overlay it with the story.
Okay.
And so really they're taping probably a few minutes of their workday and it's on their
Yeah.
or during their break.
Yeah. And then they just like compile it all together to make it like a little story of
Make
like,
it a
here's
story.
what I did today.
Yeah, it's like a storyboard of their day. You should
I
check
could-
them out. Give them a try.
I'll give it a try. I'm gonna pass on this one then because
Okay.
I've never seen it. So like, I don't want to be like, my instinct is to be like, I would skip it. But let's,
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I would like it. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So I have a good one.
Okay.
Ship it or skip it for prank videos.
Oh, like internet prank videos.
Yeah.
Definitely ship. So these are nice
Yeah.
because we grew up watching Ashton Kutcher's Punk'd.
Yeah. Totally.
And now they're on the internet
Yeah.
has like little pranks.
And like everybody's doing it. So it's not like you need Ashton Kutcher to come and like prank you or punk you. You have like, you're just like, I'm at home and I'm going to like do this at my house. Like,
yeah, there's this couple that I've seen do pranks where the husband will fill a balloon full of shaving cream and put it over a door frame and then call his wife and then have like a nerve.
Oh my gosh.
Something. And when she walks over the threshold,
Oh my
like
gosh.
those
That's
are so funny.
Those are funny. I would definitely say ship it too, because I do find those ones to be like where you just can't stop watching it and then you're just laughing because you're like, oh my God, this is like, I would be angry, but at the same time, I'm like, how do you not laugh at this? Because it's so funny. But it is funny how people are like always scaring people too. And I've seen compilations of like where like the child is scaring the parent and they like jump out of the door, but then they do it multiple times and you're just like, how do you not just always expect somebody to jump out of the door? Like, I feel like I would be on edge all the time, but at the same time, it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's so funny. Sometimes you can tell they're a little staged.
Yeah.
Some of them are staged, some of them are authentic.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can tell, sometimes you can't. Either way, I love it.
Yeah, those are definitely funny. I would keep those.
All right, last one. Ship it or skip it. Unboxing videos. So you know the videos where it's usually like a content creator on the internet who either gets PR package or is a collector of baseball cards.
Yeah.
And they're just unboxing and they're videotaping themselves.
Yeah.
What do you think of those?
I would say ship it. I think that those are kind of interesting just because a lot of times they're like high-end things too. I have seen some of the baseball cards ones and like sometimes you're just like, there was one actually where somebody it was a show actually where they were doing it with the baseball cards because there was only like 5 in the whole world or something. And so everybody was doing those unboxing of the cards because the card was worth like $1 million.
Yeah.
And so when the people found it, I mean, they just like go ballistic because they're losing their mind. And that's kind of interesting to watch because you're like on edge. But also like kind of like makeup ones are interesting too. I think those are pretty cool. So yeah, I would ship those.
I love these, but I would skip them.
Okay.
I've been skipping them because I feel like they make me overconsume.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll like do watch an unboxing of the newest Kindle. Like Kindle just dropped a bunch of new Kindles recently and I bought one before. And so now I'll skip them. I'm like, this is just going to make me want a new Kindle.
Yeah.
And so
I can see that.
I skip them.
Yeah. And that's probably what they're trying to do too. They're trying to get you to buy it. But yeah, I definitely could see that too. So those are good.
All right. So that wraps this episode of Power Talk. Thanks for joining and listening in on how we navigate the wonderful world of admin life and the chaos that comes with it.
Yep. Well, we hope you enjoyed it and hopefully you learned a few things on how to avoid the chaos.
Till next time.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on all social media platforms.
Keep up with us and all of our hot takes on all things go-to-market operations. See you next time.